Hello there, back again, Ed here, and it is Friday, actually the day after Thanksgiving, but I'm still going to do some pickups here. Now, it was a short week for me. I didn't get around as much, so I actually don't have a lot to show, but I did stop by a couple of exchanges. First thing, I'm going to show you some video. There was one that I found in an area of Cleveland that is not so great, and I hadn't even noticed it before. And it is such an old sort of rundown place that the old sign outside, like I said, still says CD and Game Exchange. They didn't even bother to change the sign when they changed the name of the company. I went in, it was really, really rough, and they didn't have a lot of retro stuff, but what they did have was marked super cheap. I went in and basically I bought all the $1 stuff. I didn't have a complete list on me for Nintendo, so I just grabbed the stuff that I knew I didn't have. And then a couple of things that I already have, but they had them there so cheap, I kind of had to pick them up just to have extras that I can give to friends or trade or whatever. So here we go. Check out the quick little video I shot outside the CD and Game Exchange first, and then I'll come back and show you after I clean them up a little bit, not a lot. Anyway, here you go, video.
Well, I just found a new store I didn't know existed on my route. It is the CD Game Exchange. I'm usually here earlier in the day, so it's never open. But I snuck in there. Turns out it's just an exchange. It's, well, for those of you that don't know what it is, it's like the other stores I've been talking about going to. This one just hasn't changed their sign. It's in a rough part of town, and apparently they have decided not to update the sign. And if you walk inside, I mean, they've got huge sections of carpet missing. I'm assuming that they had to cut out the bloodstains. But I picked up a bunch of their super cheap games for $1, which was pretty surprised. Super Mario 64. I already have 2 copies, but for crying out loud, sell them for $1. Mortal Kombat. Roadrunners Death Valley Rally. The Lion King. That one was $2.50, but I don't know. Anything's got a dragon on the front's got to be pretty cool, huh? Codename Viper. And Super Mario World, which I just bought the other day for $6, which I thought was a half decent price. They had it for $2.50. So now I have 2. Knight Rider. Rocket Ranger. Something called Wild Snake for $1. And a very nasty Desert Strike. Apparently they're avoiding something when you pulled all 100 stickers they had on here off. That's crazy. And let's see, what else I got here? I got The World Is Not Enough for $1. And then I bought 2 Sonic games that I didn't have. I bought, or for the Game Gear rather. And of course I can't get the dang thing open with one hand, a stinking case. Sonic Triple Trouble. And the original Sonic the Hedgehog. Those are 2 that I was missing. I have Sonic Chaos, Sonic 2, Sonic something or other. I don't know, there's like 7 or 8 Sonic games. I've got 5 of them now. Oh, nice pile of cheap games there. And I don't know if I'll be stopping anywhere else today, but I had to stop at this one because I've never been in it before, and I knew that they would have a bunch of cheap games that nobody wants around here.
And you got to see what I had there, but I'm going to show you real quick. I tried to clean some of the stuff up a little bit. I got most of the labels off of them. I think I got all the labels off. But there were a couple that had some damage hidden underneath the label, and I know the damage was there first because when I peeled the label off, there was nothing stuck to the back of it. So they were strategically placed labels covering up damage that had been done previously. But anyway, got my Sonic the Hedgehog for the Game Gear cleaned up a little bit, and same with my Sonic Triple Trouble. There's still some sticky stuff off the case that I'm going to, or sticky stuff on the case that I'm going to go through and clean off a little bit before I put them away. Also picked up some Nintendo games that you saw. This is one of the ones that had strategically placed damage, codename Viper. And, I mean, the label was right over top of this. And like I said, I know that the damage wasn't caused by me pulling the label off because there was, nothing stuck to the back of the label when I pulled it off of there. A little bit aggravating. I got Rocket Ranger, and I got Knight Rider. 3 NES games that I didn't have before, and then I grabbed some Super Nintendo games here that I didn't have before. You saw Mortal Kombat. Wild Snake is what that game was called that I couldn't remember. Roadrunner's Death Valley. Draken. The Lion King is another one that had damage hidden under the label. Desert Strike. And then I picked up another Super Mario World because it was only $2.50. And then you can see the value of the other games in there. I'm pretty sure they were all $1. I don't actually remember. Then Wednesday, I was in Canton, and I shot a little bit more video. Again, just showing you a little bit of the places that I go into. There were a lot of people there, so I couldn't really show you the whole store because there were about 8 employees just crawling all over the place. And they have expressed some reservations about me filming in there before, so I tried to do, well, I was trying to do it with a camera before. This time I used my phone. So here you go. Here it is.
Well, I'm at the Exchange in Canton again, and there's a couple more dollar games I'm going to get. I'm going to grab Daffy Duck there, and can't remember, was that Desert Strike that I just picked up yesterday? I don't know. I'm going to get, what else we got here? Oh, got to get Shaq Fu for $1. And anything else in here? Super High Impact. I'm not sure what that one there with the peeling label is, but probably buy that also. And there's one NES game over here. Oh, I remember where we are. Grab Rampage for $1. That's probably it.
And these are the games I actually ended up picking up. There's a couple of them that I didn't show you in the video. I mean, you know about Daffy Duck, The Martian Missions, and of course Shaq Fu, which I know is a terrible game, but it's one of those terrible games that you almost have to have in your collection, so that when people say, hey, what's the worst game you have in your collection, you can pull out and say, well, Madden or Shaq Fu. And I've never played Shaq Fu, so I have to see just how bad it is for myself. I mentioned that I was going to pick up Rampage, and I did. And then I saw this sitting in there. There was one for $3 and one for $1. I picked up Pinbot for the NES. And then the only other games I picked up that particular day are 2 that you didn't see, also $1. And I started picking labels off of this one, and it's almost so bad that it's not worth it. There's a couple more I got to pick off here. It was literally completely covered with labels. But I got Roadsters, which I actually like racing games in the 64. I've never tried this one. It was $1, and as filthy as it was, I figured I'd give it a shot. But I mean, I've actually peeled off most of the labels, and to give you an idea how many labels it had on it, I've still got this one on the top that I have to finagle off of there. And then these in the bottom. And this one for Blockbuster Video like wraps around the edges, and it's on there really good. This tear here in the label on the back of the cartridge is there from another label that was really stuck on there. I thought, well, it's on top of this Blockbuster thing, so I figured the Blockbuster label would protect the label underneath. Yeah, that didn't happen. So I stopped until I could get home. I'm going to heat the label up with a hairdryer, and I should be able to get it off of there, although the label on the back of the cartridge is toast. Bummer. And then, also $1, I picked up Rainbow Six for the N64. So, a whole bunch of $1 games, and then on Monday I picked up a couple of $2.50 games as well. So I mean, total here, yeah, 18 games for right around $20. The only other thing I got this week was at my brother's house for Thanksgiving yesterday. Most of the family was there. Our gatherings aren't as big as they used to be because family members keep getting knocked off or leaving for whatever reason. So he said, "Hey, I got this game in the mail. Can you tell me what it is?" And I said, "Sure, go get it and bring it here." So he explained to me that he was trying to buy Dragon Warrior 4. And somehow either he got confused or the seller got confused, and he handed me this box and said, "Do you know what this is?" And I said, "Yeah, I know exactly what that is. It's a Famicom cartridge. That's the Japanese version of Dragon Warrior 4, Dragon Quest 4. And I've never actually had a Famicom cart in my hand, but they're pretty cool. I like the compact box. I like the fact that it's this little bitty cartridge. And it's actually kind of fun looking at, the manual and all the stuff inside it. It tells you how to plug your system in. I don't know what the hell that says, or those two things, but I don't know. They're just really neat looking. And he gave it to me because he didn't know what else to do with it. I said, "I don't have a Famicom, Joe." And he said, "Well, I don't know what I'm going to do with it." So anyway, I'm now the proud owner of my very first Famicom cartridge. If I get into collecting Famicom cartridges, my wife will have to go after him and blame him. Those are my pickups this week. I actually got a couple of other things that I was supposed to get. My friend Cortland picked up a couple of games for me, and my friend Eldon is holding something for me that I was hopefully going to get before doing this pickup video. I did not, so I guess that means I'll have something to show you next week. I don't have any more packages coming in the mail. I'm pretty much lying low for the rest of the holiday season. These I just picked up because I was in the area and I was looking to buy just some cheap games to sort of round out my collection. Here you go. Those are my pickups. I'm rambling, so I'll see you later.